Well, to no one's surprise, Coach, it is a snowy afternoon in upstate New York as you get a peek at New Era Field in Orchard Park. The folks in Buffalo love their Bills, and a moment ago they entered to the delight of this sold-out crowd. They're set for football as their Bills will do battle with the New York Jets. Here we go. The final week of the NFL season, Week 17, is underway. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
57 General West.
On first down, it's Simpson. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
On second and 11 now. Allen, he's going to air one out. And that's going to be intercepted. Jamal Adams with it, the all-pro safety. And they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line. They are in a zone. Remember, folks, 4 interceptions for this defense a week ago. First drive, make it number 5.
And the focal point will be the people who pick the ball out of the air. But let's not forget, to make that happen, there has to be an excellent pass rush, terrific coverage where they are plastered to the receivers, and then, of course, taking it away, making the catch, and going in the other direction.
Good starting position for the Jets as they come up first and 10 at their own 42.
Check. Crunch. You add 80.
They'll run here with a former Steeler. This is Le'Veon Bell. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to second and 4. Bell, of course, 3-time 1,000-yard rusher. Sat out 2018, but you look back to 2017, a tick under 1,300 yards and almost 700 more receiving. On second down, it's Bell. And he'll take it across midfield and into Buffalo territory. A 3-yard pickup on second and 4. Now they'll need to convert here on third and a little more than a yard. A shotgun snap for Darnold. And it's caught by Herndon. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. That gain of 9 buys them a new set of downs. After getting that turnover on the first drive of the game, you'd hate to just stall out the momentum, go 3 and out. They're able to avoid that there.
Yeah, we talk about complementary football all the time, but I think it's a little bit deeper than that. Defense went out, forced a turnover, gave the ball to the offense. It's now the offense's responsibility to pay that off for them, to show respect to them. Hey, you guys got a turnover? We appreciate it. They want to continue their drive.
Now a first down carry by Bell. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be second and 6.
I think that's the type of run we'll continue to see throughout this game. The snow coming down, I don't expect a lot of big plays to be broken.
Following the pickup of 4, here's second and 6. They'll try the right side with Bell. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. That play gets him 6 yards and sets them up with a first and goal. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness. Think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well.
And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Le'Veon Bell with his 16th touchdown of the year as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Able to punch it in on third down makes it easier for those guys on the sideline. They didn't have a fourth down decision to make.
Yeah, could you feel the exhale? Because they were already thinking ahead, as all the good coaching staffs do. Anticipating, will we have to make the call? They already had it lined up, never even got to it.
You always worry about the plant foot in the snow, but no problems there. And it's now a 7-0 game. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And the magnitude of this game, everybody knows it. The fans, obviously the players and coaches, there's just with them a palpable buzz right now. They know they control their own destiny.
Win, and you're in. And I think every player wants that. I think every coach wants that. I haven't met an organization yet that wants to be in a game where they have to rely on other teams to get them to their goals. In this situation, it's very cut and dry. Win, and you're in the playoffs. That's their mission. That's their challenge. And you know they've chosen to accept it.
And what they told us is this has been the most focused week of practice we've had all year. You wouldn't expect any different.
Yeah, and you know, at the beginning of the season, you have multiple goals. They just have one now. Win the game.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Allen to throw it. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he'll take this forward for 2, maybe 3. But we do have a flag down, and they're already marching backward.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. And he'll give it here to his running back. He finds an opening past the 40. And he'll get this all the way up to the 42-yard line. If they didn't have that penalty a moment ago, it'd be a 1st down. Still a nice 13-yard pickup. On 2nd and 7, Allen. He's going to go for a big play downfield. He's got him in, complete. A big play here for the Bills. 58 yards. The last drive he threw the pick, but he's not shy. He's going downfield again there.
And you can't be, because if you back off after throwing an interception, your whole game plan just goes right out the window, and it makes things easier for a defense. And you and I both know there's a quarterback in this league that's any good that doesn't throw an interception occasionally, and they usually bounce back in a big way. I've seen guys throw 5.
And he takes it in across the chalk for a Bills touchdown. Josh Allen taking it in as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. So with 2nd and goal, still had a couple of downs to work with. They tried to sneak, and they got in.
I like the idea that they did it early in the down and distance count. 2nd down as opposed to waiting later on. I think it fooled them a little bit, but how about the push they got up front to get the quarterback through?
Big push and a touchdown to boot. Hauschka adds the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Jerry Hughes on the stop.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size and these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
22 yards there, a 1st down. They'll run on 1st down. Bell. Up from the secondary to make the tackle, Jalen Ramsey.
So if you've been playing defense in this one, there's a little bit of the good and some bad, because they did give up the touchdown run to him earlier, but shut him down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they've contained him very well. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. A run with Josh Adams, the Eagles' leading rusher as a rookie last year. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Give him 12 yards there, and the Jets have a 1st. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Once more, Adams on 1st down. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. These two teams all tied after 1.
56, the mark, boys. 56. Check, Delaney. Come on.
And they'll try the air now with Darnold. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Matt Milano make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
Enough takes a start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Darnold and the Jets come up 3rd and long following the sack. 3rd and long, it's Darnold. Got his man, Robbie Anderson. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
First down, Jets.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air, and sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. They run on second down with Adams. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it leads to a first and goal.
First and goal, Jets.
56. Hey, ready? Whip. Watch the whip. Watch twist. Kill.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Josh Adams with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Jets have taken the lead. Point after, up and good. And that makes the score 14-7.
Score, Jets 14, Bills 7.
Now after the touchdown, it's Lachlan Edwards to kick it away. This will be fielded at the 8. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25.
Here we go. 26-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense getting the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. A big play there. Ties LT with his 31st touchdown of the year. As they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Hauschka with the extra point. And we've got a tie game here in a back-and-forth first half. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides of this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match at a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. And that is intercepted by the Pro Bowler, Jalen Ramsey. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. He's really putting together a spectacular season. That interception, number 11 now on the year.
And I know we're all taught that 7 is a lucky number. I'd say 11 is for him, huh? No doubt about it.
And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. 12 yards that time, and a Bills first down. For a lot of people, MVP award means a quarterback award usually, but over 100 yards again last week, they're going to have to look his way more than once when giving out this award this season, I think.
Yeah, it's not just the consistency. It's been some plays that we've seen where we talk about it for weeks thereafter. That's what we're getting out of him. Over 100 yards last week. Expects to continue that in this game, too.
Allen now on first down. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he is into the end zone, and the touchdown record is now all his. There are several elements to a well-executed screen pass. This one resulted in a touchdown. It had all of those elements.
Yeah, you're so right, because you really need the rush to almost get to the quarterback, almost get to the passer. Then you've got to get the ball thrown perfectly, whether it's to the running back, the wide receiver, wherever the screen guy is. And, of course, the blocking has to form in front to get him downfield for the touchdown.
Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They'll look for a drive to tie this up, down 21-14 as they have it 1st and 10. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Robbie Anderson, the man he was looking for. That'll bring up 2nd down.
He kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
All in all, no gain on the play, and it'll bring up 3rd. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. The Jets on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 10. To throw is Darnold. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Matt Milano in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. On 4th down, here's Lachlan Edwards to punt it. Isaiah McKenzie is back deep for the Bills. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. And taken right at the 35. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
Throwing now is Allen. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Well, those two have hooked up for a touchdown once already in this game, that time unable to find the completion.
Yeah, it just appeared they wanted to get him out into open space and try and get him the football. As you mentioned, unable to connect.
Mike 54. Mike 54. Oh, yeah. And here we go again.
Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Allen. Able to get this to Gordon. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 5.
The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5. Going to give this time to the tailback. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave them with a 4th down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stopped them for almost no gain.
These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration, now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
The first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but if they make them out of bounds, that does you no good.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. They'll run it with Bell. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead them to 3rd down.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. To return is McKenzie. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. So good field position for the Bills as they come up 1st and 10 at the 45. A running play here on 1st down is going to go nowhere as he is tackled behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Now a give right side. Simpson. A gain of 10 as they look to add on to this 10-point lead. I was pretty surprised there when they lined up to run it on 2nd and long, but it worked out for them.
It certainly did, and that requires some confidence, some fortitude, and a little bit of hope, doesn't it? You hope you catch your defense just right and break off a big run to help yourself out on the next down.
And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. 9 yards that time.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
That was very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. A nice job to get 8 there after the incompletion, and now they'll look at a 3rd and 2 coming up.
That's a brings up 3rd and 2.
Let's pick it up. It's our time, guys. Our time. Let's get off the field.
Now on 3rd and 2, they're going to elect to throw with Allen. And that's going to be intercepted. Jamal Adams with it, the all-pro safety. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup. But how will the head coach and his staff approach halftime? Will it be angry? Will it be clinical? Will they be calm? Will they just let it all out? Who knows? I'd love to be a fly on the wall for this one, though.
The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. He was looking for Jamison Crowder there, and it's 3rd and 5.
We go, son. 50, Mike, 50. Watch the flag, watch the flag, watch the flag. Watch that.
Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. And he's got a noon one. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. Give him 15 yards on that one, and the Jets move the chains.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
A huge play there on the screen pass. 42 yards. Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do that, maybe they'll inspire their defense as well. They'll get a few stops.
56 to Mike, boy. 56, young lady. Hey, Zoo. 56 to Mike. 56 is the Mike. Watch the run. Mike, 56.
Darnold from the red zone now. On the catch, it's Crowder. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. On the ground, right side, it's Adams. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Josh Adams, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Extra point splits the uprights, and that cuts the lead to 3, 24-21. Now after the touchdown, it's Lachlan Edwards to kick it away. This will be fielded at the 8. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive.
56. Check three.
On first down, it's Simpson. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete. Josh Gordon, the intended receiver. And that'll make it 3rd down.
But has not been the best game for him, but he definitely tried to get by with a little help from his friend there, trying to create a big play.
Couldn't do it, fell incomplete. But you're right, hasn't been a banner game here in the second half, just trying to get going.
Big thing is trying to keep confidence up and continue to fire.
And he's got the first down, yardage before being taken down at midfield. A good pickup there, 21 yards. They'll run on first down. Simpson, they'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else. And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
50 seconds. 50 seconds to Mike. All day, dog. Chance. Alert. He's coming. We got time.
Throwing is Allen on 3rd. And that's going to be intercepted. Jamal Adams with it, the all-pro safety. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. So now he's equaled his interception total from a week ago. Remember, Charles, he had 3 last week.
And you know, all week long he vowed to take that number down. Told the guys on the team, don't worry, things are going to pick up. I've got this. But he is in a major league rut right now. Let's see if his teammates can pick him up along the way.
You're right. He talked about being cool, calm, collective, rebounding. Not rebounding right here. A big pickup of 38.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. On 1st down, this is Adams. There he goes, left side. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Josh Adams, his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 9 on the season. And the Jets are going to retake the lead. Extra point right down the middle. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now after the touchdown, it's Lachlan Edwards to kick it away. This one taken from the 7. Room here to run. And he will score. Touchdown, Buffalo. A 93-yard kickoff return. And the Bills have once again taken the lead. It's been a back-and-forth game, a lot of points on the board, and that return right there kind of indicative of how this thing's gone.
Yeah, you've seen both teams go at it, and as you just pointed out, both of them have found the end zone. But just like in boxing, you know the blow that hurts the most? The one you didn't see coming, and that often is the case when it comes in special teams.
So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And things are starting to move in the right direction. They get the touchdown last drive, then their defense gets them the football back.
Yeah, now they have a chance to get the lead if they can put something together here. And I'm eager to see how they decide to do it. They want to be methodical, or do they want to take the big strike and go after it right now?
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Darnold. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 40, and he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line.
Well, so much of playing quarterback in the snow comes down to trying not to do too much. You got to just keep telling yourself, throws downfield we've run every day in practice all year. But guess what? They suddenly become more difficult. And this one gets away from him and winds up an interception.
So after the INT, it's Allen. It's Knox, the tight end, making the catch. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he was unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Now a give, right side. It's Simpson. He's got the 1st down inside the 10, and he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. 24 yards, and the Bills will add on to their lead. So he's in for his 3rd score of the game, and the defense probably saying, man, we don't want to see this guy for a long time.
It's bad enough when anyone scores a touchdown against you, but for one person to get 3, it almost sets him apart from the rest of the game, and no one likes to see any of those players on a pedestal, not from the defensive point of view.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. That one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. After the run, now Darnold to throw. Letting one go deep for Enunwa. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. He was looking for Quincy Enunwa that time, and it'll bring up 3rd down. Fair to say the secondary play, whichever side you're on, hasn't really been a glowing exhibition so far, but a nice job there to prevent a long completion.
I agree with you, but at some point, someone had to make a play and try and stop this exhibition of almost speed racing that we've been watching, huh?
Yeah, it has been quarterback and receiver dominated. Throwing here on third down, Darnold. Flush to his right. The ball comes out. They'll call it luck or skill, whatever the case is. They're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. I mean, they don't care if it was luck or skill. Boy, the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you retain possession, that's all you're looking for.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
It's now 2nd and 6.
Watch his slant. Watch his slant. Check safety. Check safety. He's mine. He's mine. He's mine. Mike's 57's Mike. Watch the screen. Pass.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Allen finding Knox there, complete. 16 yards there, and the Bills have a first down.
It's a gain of 16 yards.
He's a rookie, and you don't want to get hung up on the word potential, but when you see him make catches like that, you keep thinking to yourself, he's good now. He's got a chance to be great with plenty of work.
Past the 20. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. A great effort there. 42 yards. And the Bills will add on to their lead. And let's not forget he had the receiving touchdown earlier. Now a trio of rushing touchdowns. Quite a performance.
Diversification, that's all you can talk about. His ability to do everything leaves him on the field on every down on offense because you can hand it to him as we've seen. But you say 3 rushing touchdowns, and of course throw it to him where he's caught 1 as well.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. 1 quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
50 outside. Mike, 56, right there, 56. Yeah, let's get that ball, man. Let's get that ball right here.
Again, here's Adams.
He's jumping. Crash.
It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with 3rd down now looming.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
They'll try and pick up the first down with Adams. And he will not only not get the yard he needed, he goes the wrong direction. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. They snap it. They're going for it. Here's Darnold. Throw complete to Herndon. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. That's good for a Jet first down, a gain of 13. A pair of first downs gives them a 1st and 10 up at the 44. Here's Darnold into the hands of his receiver, Anderson. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 10 yards is the pickup, good enough for a Jet first down. So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 46. The throw by Darnold, hauled in by the tight end Herndon. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. The end result, 21 yards. Bell. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
56, Mike.
On 2nd and 9, Darnold rolling to his right. And Anderson's got it. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line.
Come on, baby.
The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another first. The 3 red zone trips, 3 touchdowns so far. They'll look for a 4th on hammering for the goal line. He loses the football. Now this is picked up by the Bills. And he's into the clear. He's at the 50, 30, 20, 10, and he will score. Touchdown, Buffalo. How about that for a momentum swing? You had it goal to go. Not only do you cough it up, but they pick it up and return it all the way for a touchdown.
And now you have to give oxygen to the entire team because what a letdown that was. Terrific drive. Looked like you're going to get points. Instead, the other team registers them on the scoreboard.
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
The Jets take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And they weren't on the sidelines for long, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad you and I weren't down there. We could hear them, the coaches from all the way up here. They were adamant, you've got to hold on to the football or else we have no hope.
Yeah, it's easy for me to laugh sitting up here, but you're exactly right. If we were down there, that message would have been received a whole different way. Because turnovers, they've been a big problem for them. Got to take care of the football. Got to hold on to it.
Again, it's Bell. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 10 yards is the pickup, good enough for a Jet first down. Now after the run by Bell, here's another 1st and 10. Here's Darnold. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. Give him 15 yards on that one, and the Jets move the chains. By the end of last year, Herndon had solidified himself as the primary tight end for New York. An overall, 2nd leading receiver in 2018 on the team behind Robbie Anderson. In fact, his 39 catches, most among rookie tight ends in the league a season ago. They'll roll him out right. On the run, he'll let it go deep, right sideline. He was trying to find his tight end, Chris Herndon, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Back to throw, Darnold. Anunwa's got it, complete. And he's got a first down as a tackle made at the Bills' 31-yard line.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
They go play action here on 1st down. That'll be taken in by Anderson. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
Outside. 56 is the mic. I can't believe they let you play. I can't believe they even let you.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
The goal of the wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That second down play, that's a -4. The Jets on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is going to be 3rd and 13. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now it's Darnold. Herndon hauls it in for the Jet touchdown. Chris Herndon with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Jets are able to close the gap just a bit. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
Again, Darnold. It's complete, and he will get into the end zone to shave 2 more points off the deficit. Now after the touchdown, it's Lachlan Edwards to kick it away. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll keep it on the ground. Simpson. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down.
A 2-yard gain. It's 4th down.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Buffalo, a final win means they will finish off the regular season at a very strong 12-4. And now they'll await the final seeding for the playoffs ahead. Meanwhile, for the Jets, this was basically just an exhibition game for them as they'd already clinched home field advantage. And the playoffs will run through their house as they'll get the week off and get set to host a divisional round game in 2 weeks' time. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.